September 5th should have been one of the happiest days in Greg Baker's life. His family had traveled to Lynchburg from Tempe, Arizona to watch his daughter Leslie get married, but the night ended in tragedy. Greg Baker's 81-year-old father, George, was attacked and killed while walking on Main Street after the wedding reception. Police arrested Vernon Jackson and Kenneth Davis, both 16 and a 13-year-old boy, and charged them with Baker's murder. Police said the boys repeatedly beat Baker in the head and chest before fleeing. Jackson and Davis will be tried as adults in Lynchburg Circuit Court in January. That night, Hash House owner Bernadette Ayer and 3 others witnessed the attack from the restaurant's patio. Ayer declined to be on camera.
But he was hit so hard, his body was literally in one straight plane bouncing. So we thought it was a dummy, you know, like a store mannequin or something.
Ayer and her employees rushed to Baker's aid.
One called 911. One knelt down beside him, touching his hand and saying, "You're safe now, it's going to be okay, you're safe." I lie down on the street, stretched out my body next to his, got close to his ear and began quoting the Psalms.
When paramedics arrived, Baker was unconscious but still breathing. He was rushed to Lynchburg General Hospital where he died later. Baker's granddaughter, Leslie Gahagan, was on her way to her honeymoon when her husband said, "We're going to the hospital instead. Your grandfather has been attacked on the street." Police said Davis and Jackson were with a group of teenagers downtown that night. Witnesses say that Davis said he wanted to hit the next person he saw to impress girls. The randomness of the attack stunned veteran police officers like Detective Todd Rhodes.
You do have instances where people just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Temple of Deliverance minister Anita Hogue has known Jackson since he was 4.
He wanted to be a part of the in crowd, okay? If you choose to be a part of the in crowd when they don't want to go in God's way of righteousness, then you're going to find these things happening.
Davis and Jackson are housed in the Blue Ridge Regional Jail. They will be tried as adults for murder, but they won't face the death penalty. In 2005, the Supreme Court banned capital punishment for anyone who committed a crime before age 18. Scott BRUIN is representing Jackson.
They will automatically be tried as adults, and they will follow all the same procedures that we would use with any defendant who is over 18.
From 2008 to 2009, Lynchburg has experienced a 62% rise in the number of arrests of juveniles on assault charges, according to police. But trying teenagers as adults remains controversial.
So he's being tried as an adult. You cannot not take into account the fact that he's 16 years old.
The murder has raised safety concerns among Lynchburg residents and business owners. Lynchburg Chamber of Commerce President Rex Hammond is one of the leaders of a downtown revitalization project that began in 2000.
People think that downtowns are less safe than other parts of the community, and from a crime statistic standpoint, that's not true. Downtown has been very safe. Lynchburg is one of the safest cities in America.
It just happened to be that moment in time that everything came together.
City Manager PAYNE said Lynchburg is recovering from the tragedy.
Just an event like this is really terrible for a city, and you know, everybody just really deeply regretted that it happened.
Greg Baker said his family appreciates the outpouring of support they have received from Lynchburg residents.
And those kinds of things are, you know, things that we'll cherish, not because it's a reflection on the family in the sense of, like, you know, throwing kudos our way or whatever, but for us, it's a reflection of what God's doing in our lives and what God's doing in this situation to minister to other people.
Their loss makes them treasure the last moments they spent with Baker.
Leslie was coming up to my dad just to say, "Hey, Grandpa, are you having a good time?" And that's when he told her how beautiful she looked, how much he loved her, how happy he was.
For the Rockbridge Report, this is Courtney Ridenauer.